Everybody. Welcome to Breastfeeding Talks with Tina. Today we're going to talk about breast pumps. Who needs to use a breast pump? Does every breastfeeding mom need to utilize a breast pump? Why would you need to pump your breast milk? Obviously, if you're going to be separated from baby for any extended period of time, if you're going back to school or work, then you would need to pump your milk so that baby can eat while you're gone. And there are a couple different types of breast pumps. Well, there are many different types of breast pumps, but there's manual and electric. And so, depending on your need, if you're going to be working full time or going to school full time, then you may need something a little, something like an electric pump that would be more efficient for you. Although many moms have told me that they've used hand pumps and they like them as very much as well. So it just depends. It depends on if you're just going to be occasionally away from baby, maybe go out with your husband for a date or go out with the girls for a few hours. So, depending on your need, would depend on if and when you'd need a breast pump. By the time I used a breast pump. I know with my first two, you would think I could remember the last two, but I don't know if I used one periodically, probably to go shopping or just to get away, have a little bit of time to myself. But um, by the time I had my third baby, I thought breast pumps were in every hospital room. Like it was almost a given. I just thought that if you had a baby and you were breastfeeding, you were going to need a breast pump. Uh, some moms use them for different purposes during the first few weeks. Honestly, if you're not separated from baby, if baby's not like in the NICU or baby can't breastfeed for maybe an illness, some reason, then the best breast pump during those first few weeks is baby themselves, because as good as breast pumps are, baby takes much more milk than a breast pump will. Which leads me to a reminder that if you are pumping your milk, do not look at the amount you're pumping and kind of freak out thinking that's all your baby is getting. I know for me personally, I could never pump more than a couple ounces. And that was really good. If I got 2 ounces, I was really thrilled. So don't look at how much breast milk you pump as an indication of how much milk you're making or how much milk your baby is getting. So, so getting back to the breast pump issue, do you need a breast pump? Well, if your plan is to try to, breastfeed and have a good milk supply and make it successful, then breastfeeding is the law of supply and demand. So if in fact you um, feel like you need to increase your supply, which is very rare, then some moms will add in pumping sessions, and that's well and good, but if you should be putting baby to the breast first, because it's not just taking the milk that gives milk. It's the nipple stimulation of baby at breast. It's the skin to skin contact that all tells your body to make more milk. So that combined with the fact that baby takes more milk, which tells your body to make more than a breast pump will, is the best way. The best way to build your milk supply during those first few weeks is to just put baby to the breast as often as you can. Some moms who are engorged ask me, do I need to, can I use the breast pump to express some milk just to take the edge off? Yeah, sure. As long as, obviously, like I said, breastfeeding is the law of supply and demand. So you don't want to sit there and just really pump for a long time, because that will tell your body to make more milk. But if you can't really, baby can't latch on, maybe because you're so engorged, you can use a pump just to kind of take the edge off and maybe soften your breast enough so that baby can latch on. Or even hand expression is really good. If you don't have a pump and you're engorged, you can just kind of hand express a little bit. So, so getting back to who needs a breast pump, obviously, like I said, if you're going to be in school or work, away from your baby for an extended period of time, and definitely probably if you're working 40 hours, you're probably going to want to use an electric breast pump. We have breast pumps at WIC that are free to our clients to use. Um, Lots of insurances will also cover breast pumps now. Main Care covers insurances, so I know a lot of moms are getting their breast pumps through their Main Care. So there are ways. We also have the handheld pumps at WIC. So if you need a pump, certainly give the office a call. Don't hesitate to give us a call, and we can kind of talk you through that and help you out. Um, like I said, for me, I was occasionally pumping. I'd go out to dinner or whatever for a couple hours. I used a hand pump just to make sure baby had enough milk. There are some moms who really don't want to put baby to breast, and They want to exclusively pump, which is so admirable. I mean, that's a lot of work because you're doing double the work, really. You have to pump and then you have to turn around and baby still has to be fed. So it's really double the work to exclusively breastfeed using a pump, pumping only. Um, and as you know, I just like to tell moms that it can be tricky because not only is it time consuming and it's a huge commitment, but it also can be hard to maintain your milk supply just because, like I said, baby takes more milk, which tells your body to make more milk. So some moms I know who try to exclusively pump have a harder time keeping the supply up. I know many moms who work full time, but babies, they nurses have baby to breast first thing in the morning before they leave. As soon as they come home from work, all weekend, baby is on the breast, and that seems to be a little bit easier for them to keep their supply. But I just like to, I mean, moms do it. I know a couple moms who pumped only for a year or 2 years. I think I might have posted something I read, an article about a mom who strictly pumped for 2 years. So that is just incredible. That is awesome. I just like to tell moms, just be forewarned that it can be difficult. So, um, so you if you really want to breastfeed, I mean, that's wonderful that you would make that type of a commitment to exclusively pump. So, um, I just want to I'm trying to think if I forgot anything. Obviously, going back to school or work. If you're planning on staying home or being with baby most of the time, but baby is in the NICU, if your baby is premature, then you'll want to pump that colostrum and milk for as long as you can um, to give to baby because it's so important for every baby to have colostrum and breast milk, but especially preemies who are in the NICU really need that. So, um, so yeah, and if you are exclusively pumping, not only is it a huge commitment and time wise, but you have to do it really often. So I tell moms, you really want to be pumping at least every couple hours for a while, and then maybe you can go to 3 hours or depending, on the baby and how much supply you have. So not every mom needs a breast pump. I think by the time I had my third, I didn't pump at all. Uh, Maybe even my second, just because it's so much easier just to latch baby on. And but thank God we have breast pumps. I mean, they're wonderful and for what we need them for if you're going to be separated from baby. So like I said, you can get one through WIC, through us. If you need one, just don't assume that automatically assume that you're going to need one. And honestly, you really want baby right on that breast for the first 3, 4 weeks, 5 weeks before you even offer any type of an artificial nipple. So you could, if you have a lot of milk and you are pumping, you can certainly freeze your milk, and that's awesome. That's great. So you can have a supply, especially if you're going back to work. If you're going back to work, you might have to start pumping a little bit earlier, but certainly not for the first couple weeks or so. Just have baby to that breast as much as you can. So, and I won't go into the different types of pumps now. This is just kind of a short little tidbit to talk about um, who needs a pump and would you need a pump and why would you need to use a breast pump at all. But there are different types. There are electric, there are manual, and there are a range of different types within that. So if you have any questions, you can feel free to give the WIC office a call. And like I said, whatever you're pumping is not an indication necessarily of how much milk you're making. And the best way to continue to build your supply is to have baby at the breast as opposed to a breast pump. But I think that's all for today. If you have any questions, specific questions about pumping, about breast pumps, don't hesitate to give me a call or the WIC office a call, and we can help you out to decide if, in fact, a breast pump is something that you might need, something that you want, see what we have to offer, what your insurance has to offer. And I just really, really kudos to you moms who are doing this because I know what it's like, and it can be time consuming and it can be hard, but boy, I'll tell you, baby getting breast milk, it's so worth the effort that goes into pumping. You moms who are working full time, I always worked part time, but still, that was a lot to pump. And pumping, it can be a big commitment and a time challenge, and you moms who are out there doing that. It's just you're great moms to do that because it's a great, huge commitment. And but our babies are worth it. And I hope that this helped you. If you have any further questions, specific questions, you can feel free to post them below. And I hope you all have a wonderful, happy July 4th and stay safe. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye.